Hello. Welcome to Travel Quest Network's Weekly Chatter Live. I'm one of your hosts, Joshua Harrell, and joining me in the co-pilot seat is none other than Jason Block, who is...
Good afternoon, everybody. I am running behind the 8 ball. I just realized I don't have my
You're not
my
plugged in.
earpiece in. I'm like, why is it so quiet around here, Joshua?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, there you go. You can hear all this goodness. Anyway, sorry, he distracted me when he was fumbling around.
That's what the professionals do, Joshua. We put in our earpiece right when we go live.
You know, Anderson Cooper, every time I tune in, he is like...
Fiddling with it?
He's like, yeah, and in the news today, a lot is going on. Let me get this back here. Anyway, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us live, or if you're watching this on demand or listening on the podcast, hello, hello, hello. This is our weekly recap, and we missed a week. We had a week off. That's how it was written in my notes.
A week off?
A week off. That would not be true, would it be?
I don't think you'd call that a week off.
No. We had our annual conference, World, at the Waldorf Astoria in Orlando, and I have to say, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Not for staying up late. I'm not one to party, but man, the energy was just flowing nonstop.
I had a super great time.
Yeah.
I think it was without a doubt our best conference yet.
Yes.
I know many of you have shared that with me, so I know a lot of you agree. Yeah, it was a really high and positive energy level, start to finish, which it was a lot of fun.
It was.
It didn't disappoint. It's always like the highlight of the year for us, or one of the big highlights, and it didn't disappoint.
And I felt like really what made it was the fact that I had my Wonder Woman cuffs. I was ready to, make the Axis fold. Make a liar tell the truth.
Is that like a Bond song? It sounds like you're about to go into
It's the Wonder Woman song.
a Bond theme.
Make a hawk a dove, stop a war with love, make a liar tell the truth. Wonder Woman, da-na-na-na-na, Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Okay. It did make it into the movie, but it was in the 70s TV show. So all you 70s babies, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it really was a wonderful event, and I feel so honored to be a part of such a group of people, because the Waldorf Astoria is a beautiful property. Yep. You had said it. This is the first time that we've had an event that I haven't been to the property first. So everybody had been to the property, and they're talking about, we're going to do this here, and I'm like, okay, I trust you. Right. But it was big enough that we had plenty of space, but it was also small enough that we took over the whole place. And that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
That was cool, especially because the other people staying there, it's Orlando, right? So during the day, they're all out doing things for the most part. So it especially felt like we just had the run of the place, which was cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. So thank you to the Waldorf, and thank you to all of you who attended. And be checking all our socials, because I have a feeling there's going to be a flood of photos coming through. Flood of photos.
Flood of photos.
Flood of photos. I love that.
There's probably a lot, yeah. So we're recovering from our world hangover here.
Yeah, and he's recovering with some kind of pomegranate berry thing.
Pomegranate lime, I think, or pomegranate cherry.
Yeah, and I'm telling you,
Seltzer
it's
water.
giving me Kool-Aid
Not hard
vibes.
seltzer.
Yeah, no. It's giving me Kool-Aid vibes. I love it.
That's
So not only, we were in Orlando, so
Yeah.
then you've got the wonderful theme parks, our friends over at Disney and Universal.
Yep.
But I can't say it's our first. XFAM because just before World, we had our first XFAMs, which are our exclusive FAMs,
Right.
just for Travel Quest Network members. That was with, Lord, why did that? I go blank there. Regent Seven Seas
was with the
and
Lord. Oh, my.
Holland America, and our Terry
Yep.
got to go, and he is the first to send us postcards. So we have postcards. Now, this is something new that we want to do with the Weekly Chatter Live. If you are traveling, wherever you're traveling, remember back in the old days when people would visit a place and they'd get a postcard and they'd send it from that post office in that local area? We want you to do the same. Send it to Weekly Chatter Live, 70 Mansell, Mansell Court, Suite 100, Roswell, Georgia, 30076. And of course, if you're abroad, USA, make sure you put that on there. But we got 2, and we're going to be collecting them, putting them on the wall. So I don't know which, let's see, I guess I could look at the endorsement. I can't tell which one came first. But we have one from Ketchikan. It said, the Krabby Crab Shack has the world's best salmon flatbread. And he put the address on there, 127 Main Street. No, he was not paid in flatbread for that endorsement there. But I've never been to Alaska. Have you been to Alaska?
I have, a long time ago.
Yeah? What is it like?
Cool.
Okay.
No, it's cool. It's unique.
Yeah.
A funny story. Kind of ties in with your superhero theme. So I was a kid. I was probably like 12 when we went. And we went on an excursion, helicopter ride, over to one of the glaciers.
Oh, yeah?
And there's like 5-6 people on the helicopter. Guess who was on the helicopter with us?
Richard Simmons.
It's a great guess. And by the way, Richard Simmons, if you're ever playing 20 Questions, it's the ultimate celebrity to choose because he's an enigma. And it's really tough to pin down. Anyway, Burgess Meredith was on the helicopter.
That's a name that I have not thought about in a very long
Right?
time.
But he was hilarious. I still remember he was hilarious.
That's so funny.
And so nice.
And how old were you?
Like 12. So I knew him from the old Batman as the Penguin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And from Rocky, of course. Right?
That's so funny.
Yeah. But Alaska's cool.
Well, all right, so that's from Ketchikan. So salmon flatbread. And then from Marjorie Glacier, it's the highlight of Glacier Bay tour. It is the crown jewel of Tidewater glaciers and clean blue ice. Now, that was printed on the card. And he said, only Holland America has the right to harvest glacier ice for drinks. That's cocktail hour trivia. I don't think that the camera's going to be able to zoom in on this, but he not only does he send a message, but then there's a side message. So like there's contents.
PS and then PPS.
Yes. So thank you, R. Terry, for you got to go back to back Alaska on XFAMs. And thank you for doing postcards. I hope the rest of our team who went on an XFAM with Universal Destinations and Experience, I hope they sent. I guess they did not. I just got the eye from our producer Evan. But a whole group of our members, along with our Erica and our Evan, got to do an XFAM with Universal Destinations and Experiences, and apparently had an amazing time. So love that not only were they able to be a part of, Universal was a part of our World Conference, but I'm so glad the party got to extend on, and they got to learn more and more about Universal. And what I heard, thank you folks at Universal, I did hear that our team got the advanced course. Because XFAMs are not just let's go have some fun. You have to learn too, fun and learn. And this was not the basics. This was advanced. So I love that little extra plus that they got.
4 site visits too.
And 4 sites visits. You know, you'd think Evan would write these down on my cards, so I would have them prepared. I have to, not that I don't feel Wonder Woman-like, but I have to take my cuffs off because they're a little bit tight. But
It's all right. We can forgive you for that.
yeah,
We can
but,
move past the
but in
cups.
every meeting, I'm just gonna place them, just like, just ready for anything. Yeah, again, thank you, Terry, for sending postcards. You know what? Let's pop over to the chat. I
All
hear
right.
it dinging in my ear.
It is dinging away.
Do you?
We have a lot of our every weekers here. Cynthia, first in, reclaiming the crown. Love it, Cynthia.
Yes, I got to see Cynthia just as I got to see her at World, but I got to see her just as I was leaving. She was waiting in the car to take off. And so just as I was waiting in the car to take off, we were able to say goodbye to each other. It was so good seeing you, Cynthia, in person, but I live when you join us here.
Absolutely. And Bill's in as well. Got to spend a few minutes with Bill on the last day there, so that was fun.
Yeah, on the last day, we do something called Letter to Your Future Self, and it's where you take all this enthusiasm, all these ideas that you have, you pour it into a letter to your future self, because then you seal it, self-address it, you give it to us, and we mail it 6 months to the day back to you, so you can kind of reignite that passion.
Yeah.
But right before we went on, and Bill didn't even know we were doing it. What did he tell you that the national day was?
So I was walking around the room and I saw Bill, and he told me that today is, I forget exactly, International what was it?
Sharing of ideas.
Share your ideas day. I hope I got that right.
And so that's what. And so while everyone
But it
was writing their letters,
perfect fit for what we were doing.
yeah, they were sharing what they learned over the week. So that was very, very cool.
So that was fun. Cynthia has, so we like to celebrate our wins and challenges here, and Cynthia has a great one, which I thought was worth talking about here a little bit. Her wins for this week were 3 new booking requests. Okay, fantastic, right?
Okay.
Fantastic. Here's how she did it. I decided to call my existing client base about needing or wanting to travel, and from 5 calls, she received 3 requests. Now, in my old retail and business services franchise days, the stores that we had were a mixture of walk-in retail and commercial clients. So, at the end of every month, we would talk with all of our franchisees about, dialing for dollars. If you're not hitting your target by the end of the month, pick up the phone and start calling customers, whether they're retail walk-in customers that haven't been there in a while or commercial customers that haven't ordered in a while. And without fail, it was the single best way and the highest return on investment to just go through your past book of business. And it's amazing how many people just kind of forget. And, even in this space, it's, life is busy. People are busy, right? So even if they have underneath this desire to travel, maybe they haven't acted on it yet. And you need to be that catalyst. So I think that is fantastic, Cynthia.
It is so true. I come from a retail background. Before we had CRMs, it was your book of cards where you had their addresses, and we would say, hey, write 15 handwritten cards, just checking in, and then make a bunch of phone calls. More systematic, not just am I not making my goal? Like just always do this.
Right.
And by having that steady stream of very high touch. I mean, that's definitely a very personal high touch activity. It pays off. And so if you say 5 calls, 3 requests,
It's pretty good conversion
I'm
rate.
sorry, that percentage right there is.
We'll take that one.
Yeah, we'll take that one. So good, way to go. You go, girl.
Yeah. And that conversation is not something to be intimidated by. It can often be as simple as just calling, I haven't talked to you in a while. How things going?
It doesn't have to be a sales
Yeah,
call.
it's not like, so Joshua, where are you going?
Yeah.
It's not a hard sell. It's just, you're an advisor to them. You're one of the professional services that they use in their life. So you're just checking in.
Yeah.
And making sure that they know you're around. Everybody's traveling. Just wanted to say hi, Maybe you reference a product or a special that you saw that maybe they'd be interested in, but it's not a hard sell.
No.
I mean, it can be, but it doesn't have to be.
No, and that's why I like reaching out around Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
It's a non-religious holiday. It's a time to check in before they're with the family, and then they're gonna be with family most people. So you're really planting a seed. It's just like, I hope you have a great holiday, and you don't even know what's gonna happen. But I always talk about Pam, the realtor that I know, and that is her strategy, and it's worked hands down. I mean, it pays dividends or annuities. It's like an annuity. It's something that you got to kind of add to, and it'll continue to pay.
Yeah. As we get a little closer to Thanksgiving, right, let's talk about the Thanksgiving pie strategy or guerrilla tactic. We'll come back to that in a few weeks. So.
Okay, so Evan, that's guerrilla pies for Thanksgiving.
You got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
one other thing real quick before we continue on with the show here. Jen Brink says, Happy Friday. Her first weekly chatter.
Bing!
She said, after meeting these two, I assume she means us,
I hope
at
so.
World, I just knew I had to check it out. Well, welcome in, Jen. We're glad you're here.
Oh, that's
I'm
okay.
glad we didn't scare you away, although the hour is young. So
Yes.
there's still a chance
We're just
for
getting
that.
started.
But I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you. And please feel free to add to the show, because
Absolutely.
what we've discovered over the years is that some of you become integral parts of the show, and with your feedback, or like Bill, your national holidays.
That's right.
So
There's all kinds of comments in here, so we'll
okay,
come
so
back to that
so we
in a
keep
bit.
going.
Yeah.
So anyway, so again, be on the lookout for more. So X-FAMs, be on the lookout for these. These are exclusive FAMs to Travel Quest Network. So there is an education component for sure. These are business trips. So there's an education component, normally a great price, but an opportunity for you to be with some of our great partners as well as our team, and to really dive in to a particular brand. And another thing that happened, it kind of happened under the radar. It happened really fast.
What's that?
It's our first Quest with Us.
I was just going to ask. That's why I was checking the show notes.
Yeah,
to
so
see if
I
we were
had
gonna
to
get
I had to write it in because it
Okay.
happened so fast that it really didn't get its big fanfare. So
Ba-ba-ba-ba!
yeah, so on a regular basis,
Thank you.
I swear, he has unlimited downloads if it can just get some different
He's
ones.
just downloaded
It's
like the
Zelda.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
set.
it's like Zelda. I feel like I rescued the princess. So Quests with Us are special trips that we've put together with our partners. These are not, I mean, obviously you get to learn and experience a product, but these are not FAMs where there are specific educational programs. But our team members, various team members, will be going on these throughout the year, so you'll learn about them. But we had a very, very cool opportunity that doesn't come around all the time, and that is for the Christmas markets with Avalon Waterways. And so that is the official first Quest with Us, and I am hosting it on December 16th. It's the festive season in the heart of Germany on the 16th of December, and it is sold out. So now, sold out sounds like, oh my gosh, Janet Jackson was in concert and sold out. I'm just saying the space that we had was sold out. So glad to know that you guys are not scared of me, and you will want to go on a little bit of a holiday with me. But I've never done Christmas markets, and you have talked about it
Neither
ever
have
since
I.
I joined. Oh, you have talked about it ever since I joined.
I know.
And you said, oh, you have to, it's 2 years out. You got to really get in. But they did a, like where they would normally dry dock ships, they said, hey, let's make some more inventory available.
Yeah. So I was popping through the Facebook group before the show a little bit, and I saw this come up, and some people were saying, "What? I haven't even heard of this. What is it? Was it announced today? Man, I missed this."
It was legitimately dropped into the Facebook group really fast.
Right, and then it was gone. But I had the same reaction because I wanted to go. And I told Jillian about it after I heard about it. I was like, Josh was doing a quest for this trip. And she's like, oh, what's he doing? And so I tell her he's going on a Christmas Market River cruise. She's like, I want to go. And I was like, I know. So do I. But it's already sold out.
Next time.
But I think that's super cool.
Yeah, so more of those to come, and there'll be a little more of a runway. It just kind of happened that Christmas markets are very
there'll be more opportunities.
Yes, more opportunities, but I am very, very pleased. In fact, one of our members signed up while we were in the elevator at World. And I was like, yay, I'm not going to be by myself, because you get a little nervous. And also, I do believe, since it's in our notes here, there are still some rooms available at our Crown Getaway in Punta Mita at the Maraval Armani. Just a couple of rooms available. So if you are interested in that, you can find out more about that in the events section. It is in December.
And that is open to all members?
To all members. If you're a Crown Club member or a Diamond Club member, there's different discounts associated with it, but then it is open to all members. So it's going to be
come hang out.
It's going to be a nice big group. But before we go over to our Velma,
yes.
I hear we have a question from one of our viewers.
All right.
Oh, we have a sound effect, but we don't have a graphic, so we just get to dance.
Hi, Nicole Newfield here. My question is, what footwear do you most like to choose for vacation? Or maybe the better question is, what footwear do you not choose for vacation?
Ooh. Footwear for vacation. How much thought do you put into it?
Quite a bit, actually.
Really?
I mean, so how many pairs? Let's backtrack a second. How many pairs of shoes did you bring to World?
13.
We were there how many days?
I don't know.
A 3-day event. You were there
4
an extra
days,
day.
maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was there 3.5, and I brought 8. And you brought 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so we put some thought into footwear, evidently. So I'm glad you specified it was for vacation.
Yeah, for vacation, not for...
So I will say, if I'm on vacation, flip-flops better be on the menu, unless I'm going, to Europe or something. Then it is all about, like a casual sneaker, not like running shoes, but like, a casual sneaker that's comfortable to walk around in all day. But,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Kind of like
Yeah.
Chucks, where they're flat. It's not necessarily
Yeah.
like a running. Like I'm
Right.
going to go.
Right.
Let me
But I'll
go
bring.
this
But
way.
I'll definitely bring some sneaker, like running shoes as well.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, being both kids from Florida, I was telling people while we were in Florida, I said, we're the reason why there are signs that say shirt and shoes required, because I went to many Winn-Dixies as a child with
For
barefoot supermarket feet. Flip-flops are definitely, sandals are on the menu.
Yeah.
And I'm probably the same way. But dress shoes, if there is something that I'm doing that there's going to be like a dress up type of a thing,
Right.
even the shoe needs to be something like a mule, like something I can slide into. I just want to be barefoot. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't like is if you're doing something that's kind of action and adventure type of thing, and you bring some trainers to go do that, and it's hot, and I don't know, like you need the trainers, you need the support of that, but then it's also like my feet want to breathe. So
So if you're
that was a
going
tough
for
question.
a day in a theme park,
yeah.
what's your footwear choice?
A day in a thing.
Yeah.
It probably would be flip-flops.
Really?
You know why? Because of the rain.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't go a whole day. Like with
I can't.
25,000 steps. Of
When it
flip-flops.
rains in Orlando, and you are like
That happened
saturated-
last time I was down there.
Yeah.
at Epcot, and it was like a flash flood through the World Showcase there.
Yeah. So
my sneakers got very wet.
Yeah. So that one is, and then all of a sudden it gets instantly hot, and you're like, So who sent that question in? I missed that.
Nicole Newfield.
Nicole. Oh, it's
Thank
in my
you, Nicole.
notes. What's on my note? Nicole from Storybook Trips. Thank you, Nicole. I never. I was gonna say I never thought about my footwear like that about vacation, but I want to point out something. So the thing about the outfits, like the number of suitcases. People said how many suitcases? 8 suitcases. I did bring. That it can be verified.
Did you really?
But yes, I did.
Come on.
But the thing is if you paid attention, he changed his outfits as many times as I did.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I really feel like they were, but I don't know. Let's just say. So anyway, I did hear the sound. That meant that our Tyler Rose is joining us. Miss Velma, are you there?
I am here. Hello, it's Friday.
Oh, I thought it was Thursday. Because we do the weekly
it's
chatter
Friday.
on Thursday.
It's so good to see you, Velma. I haven't seen you since
I know, forever.
it's been at least hours.
Yes. I hope that we have time for me to give last week's numbers and also this week.
Well, jump in.
Let's roll then.
Yeah, jump in. Roll with it.
I had people that were reaching out to me wanting to know, well, what happened with the last week. So anyway, here we go.
Well, hold on a second, Velma. I do have to say this. I don't know which camera I'm going to get. Okay. The whole thing about the you had people asking you about the numbers. So some of you might think, oh gosh, these numbers don't matter, like nobody cares. Yes, they do. When we skip a week for whatever reason, the emails come in. So just know this money is important, and y'all are some competitive people, and we love it.
Yes, they are. They use these numbers to try to beat. They base their sales and try to get to these numbers. So, yes.
They do.
Okay, so last week, the number 3rd spot, gross sales were 100,477 with a weekly revenue of 12,591. So they also want to know what are the others selling. So this member sold Celebrity, Holland America, NCL, Paul Gauguin, Royal Caribbean, Viking, and Apple.
Yeah, girl.
In the number 2 spot, gross sales 151,000, and this member earned a weekly revenue only selling a few, and I'm stressing few, Oceana cabins, and it was 12,819. Great, that was great. In the number 1 spot, gross sales 228,574. Woo! Weekly revenue 30,833. And this member sold, this was really surprising to me, a large amount of this figure, it must have been a group, was with Beds Online. I don't see that very often. NCL, Regent, Viking, Ocean, and Sandals.
Jeez.
Yes, very, very good. Very good week. So this week, in the number 3 spot, gross sales 107,182 with a weekly revenue of 16,692. And this was only selling Viking, Ocean, and Virgin. Virgin
Wow.
Cruises. Yes.
It was a V week.
It is a big week.
Sorry.
In the number 2 spot, gross sales 124,000 with a weekly revenue of 18,293, and this was one sale on Celebrity, one on Holland America, and the rest was a very large Globus group.
Nice.
Yes, I love that. And then in the number 1 spot, Gross sales of 133,447 with a weekly revenue of 19,428. This was sales with Avalon, NCL, and my favorite, or one of my favorites, Talc Tours.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
What a fantastic 2 weeks there.
Yes. And
And
it's the groups are growing. I don't know if you're noticing this. I'm sure, Jason, you're noticing, aren't you? We are, and Joshua, you probably are too. You're looking at the numbers. We're
I'm the
selling
chief.
them.
I'm the chief of revenue. Therefore, where is my crown? Where is the crown of revenue? Yes, I am very well aware of our groups.
Yes. Well, if you
Money.
I'm just picturing, right? It's like a fake title. Like you give a kid a little wand. It's like, you're the boss man.
you're the man. You're the man, Joshua.
The fact that you both are doing this right now is really irritating me.
Sorry, Velma. Please continue.
Yes, well, I want to point something out because this is important. This is fun, but this is a serious subject. Had a member that went through the group's immersion, and he gave me permission to tell this. He reached out to me this morning, actually it was yesterday,
Yep.
and wanted me to look at a contract, and he felt really good about it. It was for 50 rooms. It was a large group, and he said he felt real good about this group, that he felt that it was a sure thing that they were going to make, but it had an attrition clause that if they didn't sell all the rooms, he would be responsible for a penalty of $44,000.
Hello.
Yes, and I said, no, go back to the hotel, tell them, no, I will not sign this with that attrition clause in there. And he's like, well, okay, we'll see what we can work out. And it wasn't very long. He sent me another message and said, okay, they took that out. I still have the same commission. I still have they gave him a low resort fee with all these amenities. That's what it took, just to say, no, I'm a professional and I know that this is not right. So
I know that he was extremely grateful, and I'm so glad that he was something. His spidey sense went off and said, I better get Velma to check this one out.
well, he remembered it. He was a very good student. He was in that group's immersion, with Erica and Jesse and I, and we stressed about attrition clauses, and he remembered it. He's a very good student, good listener, took good notes, and I celebrate him.
Well, I celebrate him, and I celebrate you. How about that?
Yeah, girl.
I'm so excited for him. So anyway, that's
Well, Velma, since you were with us at World this year, give us one of your happiest memories from World.
oh gosh, one of my happiest memories. Um, I don't. Yeah, one of my happiest and one of the most fun memories was when I was on stage with you and Jason, and I kind of felt like you were at my mercy. And
How does that differ from every day, Velma?
and I don't know. And Jason talked about some things that he's like. I mean, just really good stories. And that Ringo story you tell, I love that story, and I want you to tell it at least once per year.
Okay, I promise I will. Now I'm blushing a little bit. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for joining us as always, Velma, and keeping it real with the revenue, because that's how you make money in
Sure
this
is.
business. And if anyone can help you get there faster, it is our growth manager, Velma Tollison, coming to us live from Tyler, Texas. Until next week, Velma, take care of yourself, okay? We'll see you
Yeah,
soon.
girl.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye. So Velma reminded me
Yes.
that you and I are going to be traveling together for
Oh?
just a little moment we are going to be on the Oceana Vista this weekend.
Are you going to be there too? I didn't even know that.
My office is 2 doors down. I mean,
Well-
it's not. Yeah,
Keeping
so
up with your social engagement calendar is not an easy thing.
yeah, or you were trying to be a secret squirrel and you were going, and then they also sent me an invite too. So
Secret squirrel.
So that's what my mama.
Yes, I'm
that's
looking
how my
forward to it.
mama always referred to my dad as a secret squirrel. I guess there was a cartoon character that my dad. Anyway, that's probably a longer story, but
Yeah, checking out the new Vista.
yeah. So I've only done one of these
Mm-hmm.
where it's so. In my mind, coming not from the travel industry, an inaugural is the very first sailing of a ship. And that is not the way it goes. There is the naming ceremony, that is where they smash the champagne.
Right.
And then there's the inaugural season
Right.
for the ship, and it's moving to where it's going to eventually be. And so they make sure they hit all the media
Yep.
areas. Most ships are built in Italy, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's like kind of moving around Europe and then coming over and then coming down. So with these, you just get on the ship for the evening and you go out into the middle of nowhere, and then you come on back, and yeah, you've done it. But you get to see the ship, and this is my very first time being on an Oceana.
Me as well.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
So
And but I did hear we're not actually sailing anywhere.
oh, it doesn't
We're-
even
we're,
move.
We're not even leaving dock.
I better update my group text because I made a comment about that, and I bet they were like, "You're an idiot. It doesn't go anywhere." Okay, so we just get to go
Yeah.
on.
It's just a little preview of
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's cool nonetheless.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've learned more, in those short little visits, just like you do with a ship inspection.
Mm-hmm.
You think, oh, a ship inspection. Well, you're not going to actually go do something, but you do see the difference, and especially in the new ships
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
and
I'm
new class of
quite
ships.
I'm quite curious. I mean, obviously it's not the same experience as a full sailing, but I'm curious to see not only the new hardware, but just the Oceana service level.
Yeah.
having never been on it, so
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
And they win a lot of awards for food.
Mm-hmm.
And you are more of a food connoisseur than I am.
I
I
am.
mean, I just know when salt and pepper is missing. And there are a lot of resorts in Mexico that please do not spare the salt and pepper. But, so I can't wait
Yeah.
to experience
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
that with you. Yeah, so it'll be fun.
So we will report back on
Yeah.
the quality of the fare.
Yeah, and maybe we could make a little video or something and talk about it. So is there anything going
Yeah.
on in the chat?
Oh gosh, lots in the chat. Elisa had a big win, finalized her largest group booking to date. Alyssa.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. Both of the Rebeccas,
Aloha and Texas, Rebecca.
they both love my kicks from World. Just gonna say. So
I did notice.
that's check. Well, if you're gonna be walking around all day at a conference, I mean,
I
comfortable.
ain't mad at you.
Yeah. Bill has come in with the today's day.
What is the day?
Today is National Linguine Day.
Oh. Linguine is the thicker.
It's the
Pasta.
it's like the it's why it's not.
Is that
no. It's the sorry, I had that completely backwards.
Linguine?
Yeah, linguine is it's not like angel hair thin, but it's
Oh, is it?
fettuccine's the wide flat.
Oh, yeah, that's the thick one.
Yeah, not as wide as pappardelle, but
I'm impressed you knew all those. What I can't stand, and can I get I don't know what we get, an amen or whatever, is when something is listed as mac and cheese on the buffet and it is clearly a spiral pasta. It is some other type. It is not macaroni. If it's mac and cheese, macaroni is the pasta that you are supposed to be using. Anyway, well, before we go over to Rebecca to talk about what you need to tune in for this, who did I say, Velma? Rebecca. What man? You gave me 2 Rebeccas at once. And now they're gonna like beam in. It's like Star Trek. So I got this question, and I wanted to ask you, because we talk a lot about our different entrepreneurial experiences.
Yeah.
Don't look for notes. I got a special thing that I came up with.
Love surprises.
But so. How do you take steps to plan ahead or look ahead to the future in charting your business's path?
Ooh.
So
How long do we have here?
yeah, but just like general, you could talk about worldview,
Yeah.
but you could also just talk about in general how you have maybe how you've learned what you've learned over the years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the first thing is having a clear idea where we're trying to go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, one and that's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
Once you can have a clear idea of what outcome you're trying to reach, what's the end of, what's the ultimate road look like?
Although we've
where's
come
that destination? Where's that destination that you're trying to take the business? Once you know what that is, then it's a matter of kind of just keeping that always in your mind. Whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, so that you're thinking about things that are going to move you closer to that in a meaningful way. I hate to-do lists. I hate because they're never done, right? To-do list is there's always something more to put on there. But if you and it can be very frustrating and deflating even, right? So if you start the week and you have everything always takes longer than you think it will, and you make this big old to-do list, and you get to Friday afternoon at 4:40, and you're like, well, crap, I have 27 things still on my to-do list. So you end up often becoming a little deflated about that. So if you start your week and your month and your quarter with an idea of what will make a meaningful move towards your end goal. And you can identify, so it's not the task that's on your quote to-do list, it's whatever you do this week, I want that to result in a meaningful move towards something, towards some kind of outcome, right? So if you stay outcome focused, and try to be as specific as you can about those things, then I think it's a much more manageable path, and it's a much more rewarding and less frustrating one.
Yes.
Because if you're constantly frustrating yourself and feeling bad about yourself or your business every week, or every day or every month, that's not something you're probably going to want to stick around with.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to go look for something more rewarding to do, whether it's more financially rewarding or just more emotionally rewarding. So what I have learned to do is to be clear with myself on what that long-term outcome is, like why I'm doing what I'm doing, and then every month, day, and week making sure that it's contributing to that end. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or is that just a lot of words?
No, it does, because I was writing down my thoughts when I was putting this together, and I said, begin with the end in mind.
Yeah,
and
very much so.
I am very visual, whether it's a physical image or it's just a mental image, but I love a vision board, and the vision board doesn't necessarily have to be, this is what I want that thing to look like or the end result to look like, but this is what I want to be surrounded with.
Yeah.
And when I'm surrounded with this, then I'll know I'll have achieved whatever that is, that end that I'm working towards. And then the other thing I got from Brené Brown, who has written some amazing books, but she talked about having a imaginary board of directors of celebrities, and she pins their pictures on the wall. There's like 5. I can't remember who hers were, but I think one was Oprah. One might have been Michelle Obama. Mine one would be the Queen of England. May she rest in peace. But I'm just saying. So she put it opposite her desk because she's a speaker, an author. So she's a solopreneur, and she can get very demotivated and need some inspiration, or she might want to talk out ideas, and rather than like feeling like she's talking to herself, she talks to her imaginary board of directors and what she thinks they might, how they might respond. So I don't know that is thinking as much, and charting the path for the future as much as it's some techniques to kind of keep you moving forward, and also not just kind of jumping in with both feet, also having a moment to reflect.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like I said, the hardest thing is figuring out what that end of the path looks like. What's that ultimate outcome you're working towards? And what the mistake I've made in the past, and I've seen many other people make it as well, is you set that outcome or target to be just like some kind of financial measure or something like that.
Right.
And you don't connect it to why you actually want or need that thing.
Right.
And it's easy to say, oh, I want the business to make $1 million a year, but if you don't have something that's actually grounding that into some kind of meaningful purpose behind it, it's real easy to walk away from it.
Yep.
And not be willing to do oftentimes what's necessary.
Yeah.
Meaning, you need to talk to you need to prepare that client response at midnight, or you need to respond to that email, or you need
you have to wake up in the morning.
Right. You got to get up early to do this or that, and if you don't have that grounding, that it's easy to hit the snooze button, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So that's the hardest thing, is not just figuring out in the end of the day what's it all look like, but really why? What's the point?
Yep.
Like, that's, to put it simply, what's the point?
Yep.
And everyone's got something that they really want and a real reason why. You just got to kind of dig it out.
Yep. Well, that was some inspiration from us two. Maybe you got something out of that. I hope you did. But I'm not joking around about the vision board or the imaginary board of directors, because I do use it. Mine just may contain some dead people. But anyway, moving right along, let's head over to New Jersey with our education manager, Erica Scanelli, who she took a week off too.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we don't have any sound, Erica. We can't hear you. Okay. So
maybe we'll come back to Erica.
We'll give her a chance to come back. But just in case, I do have some events that she was going to talk about. So on Monday, our Tyler Rose is hosting another one of her conversations with Alan Granza, who won Monarch Agency of the Year. Where's this? There you go. So they're going to have a chat on Monday. Cannot wait to hear about how he plans to expand his business over the next year. Tuesday, I know that this is very near and dear to Erica's heart. Signal What You Sell, which was the series that she created over the summer. I mean, 10 weeks, I think it went. It is a Q4 prep talk, getting ready for Q4. That's a part of that series, so definitely tune into that. Wednesday, she has a power talk with Jarrett at Rail Bookers and Amtrak Vacations. Mm-hmm. They do just go by Rail Bookers now, just so we know. They did a rebrand. They're Rail Bookers. And then, guess somehow we go feast or famine around here.
Okay.
we have 2 partner spotlights in studio here in World Via 1, our studio here in
Wow.
Roswell. So I'm going to be hosting Jeff from Rocky Mountaineer on Tuesday.
Love Jeff.
And Lynn from Norwegian
Wow.
Cruise Line on Wednesday.
Excellent.
Yeah, and
Both fabulous.
Our Terry is having a Lux discuss with Ariane from Club Med, and Club Med has become quite the partner with us here
Yeah.
recently. So anyway, lots to look forward to.
That's next Friday,
Make
right?
sure, next Friday,
Next Friday.
for that. Make sure that you are checking in Pro under Learn. You'll see events and you'll see everything that's happening virtually and in person and things to plan for. And just a little note. 2024 events are already going to start popping up on that calendar. You might not be able to register for them, but you can at least mark your calendar. And one of the things I guess we should say is World 2024
Yes.
is at Harrah's SoCal, just at 1 hour north of San Diego.
Yes.
And I've already forgotten the dates. Isn't it the 9th? September 9th? September 11th? It's around there. Wow. That would have been a good note to
9th
have.
to the 11th, I believe. But
9th to the 11th.
let me check that. We'll come
yeah,
back.
we'll come back to that one. But instead of you checking, I'll check
Yes, okay,
because
you check.
when you go to headlines.
Okay, is it that time already?
Yeah.
Okay, some interesting ones going on this week. Most of you know I am a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
If this is going to be a sports talk, I
Well,
have to jump out.
You know, I will say they're 1-0. So just for those of you keeping the score out there. But Tom Brady, most famous for his stint with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right?
Okay.
Oh, you Patriots fans. So he's joining Delta, our friends at Delta, as a strategic advisor. So I don't know the exact details of what his role will entail, but he will be, guiding with his expert winning ways to keep Delta on top. So that's that's always fun. Disney coming out with a big announcement. They are planning a major expansion to the Magic Kingdom, and they say it's going to be the largest ever for the park. So that is, we have Epic Universe being under construction down the street with our friends at Universal. So now Disney is, continuing to up the ante and keep the theme park space race rolling. So pretty soon we'll have capacity in Orlando for 4 billion people at a time, and we'll just keep selling those products. So that'll be fun to see. Disney also came out with some details about their new ship, the Treasure. A lot of cool things. The thing that caught my eye, and I thought it was a pretty cool movie. I don't think it was the best movie that I've ever seen from Disney, but it's just personal preference. It was good. But I think it's really cool that they are doing, let's see, I'm going to read it so I don't get it wrong. They're doing a Plaza de Coco, which is a theater in the round dining experience that is based on the film Coco, which I thought that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That sounds that sounds unique. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else. And then Seabourn is introducing a new trade website. Maybe not as glitzy and glamorous as some of those other announcements, but every bit as important because they're introducing new training materials and ways that you can stay connected with the Seabourn brand. So that you can find at onesourcecruises.com. And you can log in using your existing account to see that. So that's pretty cool. And the Disney Treasure will be coming out. It's due out December 21st, 2024. So just a little bit more than a year for that new ship. So that's our headlines today. There's some other stuff happening in the industry as always, but that's the ones we pulled out from the list to talk about here this week.
There's a vibration.
It's
happening.
my phone. Someone is calling me.
Okay. Are they calling you to tell you
This
when
is
trouble-
first class infotainment here. Got phones going off. Audio doesn't work. Earpieces falling out.
World, for
Yes,
September 10th through
10th.
the 12th.
10th
Yes.
to 12th. So
Yes.
we were completely wrong.
Yeah, well, we were kind of close. The 11th is in there.
The 8th to 10th was this year. That's where we got that.
Okay, gotcha.
We're,
Yeah.
we're still.
So, yeah, so Harrah's SoCal.
So what's the final dates again?
The 10th, 11th, and 12th.
10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yes. It's gorgeous. The property is gorgeous. And it's...
And the people are even more gorgeous. Right?
Yeah, fabulous. You're not... so you fly... Most of us will fly into San Diego. But options for things to do in Los Angeles and San Diego the weekends before and after. So looking forward to that.
gonna be
Registration should be opening up for that very, very soon. Honestly, it's just more of a technology thing for us to get it all organized and get it out to you. But we will get that taken care of and get you guys in.
And the little birdie told me our event calendar for 24 is going to be pretty full.
It's a little birdie who can't keep secrets real well. Yeah.
Who's that? You?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh.
So look for roadshow dates to be ready. We have our accelerators that start in
Accelerators?
December, but we also have some throughout the year. Discoveries, which are new education programs, as well as immersions, as well as our Prime series, which is a very unique opportunity with virtual, online, learn at your own pace,
Okay.
live virtual, as well as in person, and culminating in an XFAM with Alma Waterways. So that's a part of our Prime series that is coming out. So lots of stuff
Ooh.
to keep you busy, along with
So
a few
keep your
quests
eyes
with us.
peeled and your ears open.
Yep, and make sure you
'Cause
tune in to the Weekly Chatter Live, because
We
that's
got
where
a
you
lot
learn.
of stuff coming.
All right, so do we want to make one last pass at the chat?
Sure. Let's see here. We have lots of folks. We know what I love. My favorite thing when we go into the chat is when I see all of you talking to each other. Right.
Okay.
That's great. So we have lots of chatter, just between people, which is
So
is
while
awesome.
while you do
a
that,
lot of love for World.
I'm gonna do a little
what do I-
shiny
Donna
disco
Summer here?
ball.
Do you know that Fridays are Disco Fridays in our household?
Why? 'Cause you
So,
play
well,
disco
starting when the
music?
kids were little, yeah, it was Friday, so I wanted to do something fun to get the kids excited about being Friday. So I'd play disco music.
So you
And
did-
now my 13-year-old's the only one who still loves it. But
Should be like midnight at the Oasis.
you never know what's going to make its appearance on Disco Friday.
Ooh, I'm just like.
But I feel like you would be down for Disco Friday.
Oh God, yeah, we're totally done. Yeah, I like that. My first albums as a kid, my mom got me The Village People and Donna Summer, Bad Girls.
Yeah.
So-
And I don't know if I do want to read one comment from
Oh,
the
please
chat.
do.
And I hesitate because it will encourage her.
Don't encourage who?
It'll encourage her.
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 Okay.
But Wendy says,
Oh no.
that's exactly how I saw the Chief Revenue Officer ceremony going. Referring to the magic wand.
I like
That's
that.
awesome.
There's a scepter and there's an oar. It's balanced.
Bridget wants to know how you're going to limit your bags for the river cruise.
Why do I have to limit my bags for the river cruise? No.
Debbie Plunkett mistook National Linguini Day for National Lingerie Day.
Debbie, that is not this channel.
And Rebecca Landry is thinking disco party at World.
Well, you know what we
You could
did?
combine
We
some
asked everyone like
80s was the-
we did it by decades.
Yeah, 70s, 80s, and
But I bet
90s.
if we had said instead of 70s, if we had said disco, that would be a fun one. No,
It would be fun.
I love it. Now, who asked about my luggage on
Bridget.
the cruise? Bridget.
Bridget Langford.
So, Bridget, I have these extra long duffel bags that are on wheels that are perfect for a river cruise. So 2 of those equals 2 mega suitcases, and then they collapse and they go under the bed. So that's how I do it. But I say that with a smile on my face because I didn't learn until my first river cruise that you don't pack all your underwear in the same bag. You have to divvy it up because one bag went missing, and guess who went without underpants? I did go and buy some. I'm just saying, you know, you gotta balance it out. So that's how I deal with it. But anyway. All right, well, it is that time.
It sure is.
So it's
So much to say.
It's 5 o'clock
I have
right here,
so
right?
much to say.
It's 5 o'clock right here. Listen, guys, thank you so much for joining us live or watching us on demand or listening to us on your favorite podcasting channel. In a few weeks, we're going to be moving the show over to YouTube. To kind of create a very unique YouTubery experience.
A YouTubery?
Yeah.
Is that like a orangery or a...
It's something that Evan told me, so I'm going to blame Evan.
Okay.
Anyway, so more to come on that. But again, thank you so much for tuning in and having fun with us. It wouldn't be Friday without you, and we cannot wait to tell you about our experience on the Vista, Oceana's Vista, since he didn't know I was going, even though we share a calendar. I don't know why. I guess he just didn't know. But anyway, see you next time.
We will see you all next week. Love y'all.